up, everybody? Everybody, what's up, everybody? NFL. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the What's Up, Everybody podcast. Here with my co-host, Tony Thompson, a.k.a. Sweet Tea, Tony the Tiger, and now Jason Momoa.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome, dude. I know you've always wanted to be called that.
Yes.
I mean, the hair is not changing, so I feel like you're just harnessing his inner spirit.
Next, I'm working on the bod.
Yeah.
The
Just
thing
getting
with
yoked.
Yeah. The thing with the body transformation is that I'm on a 1 day on, 3 years off schedule. So 1 day, hit some weights, 3 years, recover, another day. So it's taking a little bit of time, but I see some progress.
I see it too. I mean, after that 1 day of lifting, like last week, you can barely move like the entire week.
Yes. Correct. Shout out Coach Josh.
Man. We haven't been able to do the podcast in a little while because I have just been going crazy, Sweet Tea.
You have been, man, and you're still going crazy every day.
Dude. The flights, at least there's no jet lag. You know what I mean? But I know that I'm getting a little older when things starts to swell up after you get off a plane.
You got to start wearing compression socks. Oh my gosh!
I was like, I need some compression socks. I need it for my forearms. For my feet. I wore these tight socks today, so that way my feet won't swell. You know what I mean? I think it has a lot to do with my diet. Like, my schedule has been so crazy, especially the past few days, and I will get into that in a second about what I was doing. But I literally had one meal a day. That's all. Just nothing. I had my coffee in the morning. My buddy Matty Trump, my man Matt.
Shout out Matthew Long.
What's up, Matthew? Dude,
filling in for Sweet Tea on these trips because I'm filling in for WB here. But
he forgot to give me back the camera.
It's all right. I'll see you. I'll see you this week.
So he had my not caramel macchiato, my vanilla sweet cream cold brew, no ice, every morning. Busy all week or busy all day. And then I have a little something to eat at night with about a whole bottle of wine to myself.
I can tell.
What do you mean you can tell?
I mean, you know what I mean?
No, actually, I don't. I was kidding about the wine thing, but still. Like, I've actually lost weight, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I could have swore you were making the jump to 205.
Nah, dude. No, I can't be doing that. I mean, I'm no Dan Henderson. Like, I'm bigger than Dan Henderson right now. Dan Henderson's not that big.
No, he's not.
Saw him in person. It's not that big, which is crazy. But anyway, yeah. And I'm no Boss Rutan. That dude
How's that guy? I feel like that dude is like a freaking, like, Chihuahua. Just the amount of energy he has always.
On the most amount, like I'm not saying he does it, but I'm saying
not Chihuahua in stature, but I mean I feel like just
Chihuahua
constantly
in personality, just nonstop getting it. Yeah, I mean, you've heard Karate Combat. That guy, I don't know. Well, I guess you watched it.
Yeah,
and he's not nearly as crazy outside of that. I mean, during Karate Combat than he is outside of it. He is nonstop energy, balls to the wall. The guy's in his
balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall.
Boss to the wall.
Balls. Oh,
yeah,
I see what you did there. Balls to the wall. Yeah, man. He's got so much energy. I feel like he's just a chihuahua on the most amount of cocaine ever.
But not actually.
Not actually. But I'm saying,
don't do drugs.
That's how
stay in
energy
school. Yeah,
he has. He's the one that was firing me up. Did you actually watch this past weekends?
I did, and I got to be honest with you. I couldn't listen to you talk.
Why?
Not because you're doing bad. Just because I was listening more to you talk than I was watching the fights. Like,
really?
I was
Why is that?
Just because I'm
You're
always.
just like, I know. I'm making sure I was doing.
No. Just because I'm always interested in stuff that you do, and so I was just always just thinking about like, and then I kept equating it to like our YouTube lives, to see if you would like say anything, like thinking it was a YouTube live or something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I know there was times out there that I was like, I wanted to say some stuff because I'm so used to saying it whatever I want during YouTube lives, and I had to hold back. So I was kind of cognitive of what I was saying out there. Thank God.
So I know you guys like rehearse and stuff. You said you spent like 6 hours rehearsing, but is there like is there something telling you when to talk or when not to talk, or how do you keep from just constantly interrupting each other? Like, how do you know when boss is going to talk versus when you talk? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's pretty easy. So my whole job there wasn't to give like any crazy stats on each fighter. My job there was to kind of give who I think was going to win. They gave me some fighters that I had to talk about a little bit, right? Which was easy. And they also pitched me a bunch of stuff. So, Steven, what does he need to do to, win the second round, right? Stuff like that.
So that's what that one guy, Josh, that was his job.
Yeah.
And he was kind of in charge of letting whoever know was their time to talk.
Kind of. Like, whenever they shot back to us and the camera was on us, that was when we were more on, we were more focused on him telling, picking us to talk about a fighter, right? So during the fight, we can kind of say what we wanted. Mm-hmm. Did it sound like we were talking over each other a lot?
No.
Okay, good. Because I only talked whenever it was quiet for a long period of time. Like if it was quiet, then I would say something, But whenever they started talking, I just let them have at it. And then when it got quiet again, then I would say something.
So you kind of waited for those moments of silence. Because I always wonder how the dynamic with 3 is. Because, you have John Anik and Joe Rogan and Bisbing, or John DC and Bisbing, and, whoever's in there. It's always like, how do they know when to talk? And they don't just are constantly saying like, oh, sorry, no, you go. No, you go.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, you go.
It's actually easier than you thought. And you don't talk as much as you think because there's 3 people there. It's not just 2. You're not having a conversation back and forth. It's just 3 people saying what they want to say. And it seems like, especially if you're listening, it seems like we're kind of talking a lot, but there's only like one person talking, boss is talking, and then Josh will say something. Then I would say something. It's not like, I feel like I wasn't talking at all. Hardly. Because they were doing so much talking.
You did good from what I could listen to.
Okay. I don't know if I just made it cringe for you or whatever, because you know me.
No.
You know how it is. Evan, whenever he was in acting and we just kind of cracked up. We started laughing at him, watching him act.
What was the movie, the premiere we went to?
Oh my gosh.
Where was that? Was that here? Was that here?
Yeah, so that was kind of close by. It must have been in Georgia. So Evan was in this TV show called New Water.
Evan's our brother, for those of you that don't know.
He's the one that
he was an aspiring actor for about a year.
He was the one that was in the what was that place he went to? The Scam.
Oh yeah, he got scammed into Jakarta.
Yeah, Indonesia.
Yeah.
And anyway, so he's the middle brother. He was trying to become an aspiring actor. He went to acting school, stuff like that. Some of the stuff they did was so stupid. He was saying, but he got in this TV show called New Water, and it wasn't a legit TV show. Yeah, it was like what would you call it? It's like it
was a pilot.
Yeah, it was a
pilot.
pilot.
They were trying to pitch it to see if a network would pick it up, and then they would make more episodes.
So Evan was one of the main characters in it.
He was he was the main character, wasn't he?
I think so. So they rented out. They had like a red carpet for him for the crew, and they rented out this movie theater. And their I guess celeb. Their celeb actor was some dude that was the bully or boyfriend in Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, their celebrity actor was the guy who played the boyfriend or like the bully of Napoleon in the movie, who didn't even say like a word.
He didn't say.
He didn't have a line like the whole movie.
And he
just made faces.
Yeah, he was walking around like he was just the stuff, dude.
Yeah.
It was so funny. So anyway, we're in the theater and Evan's face comes up. He's acting. He's like in a little fight scene. Had the sound effects. And me and Tony, I don't know if Dad did, it was me and Tony. We started cracking up. And there was a lot of people there, and we had people's heads turning, and Evan was so pissed. I couldn't help it. I could not help but laugh out loud watching him act. I can't see how these other actors, brothers and sisters, just don't start cracking up, especially in the romantic scenes.
Yeah. The other actors, I love you, Evan. You're the best. But the other actors are pretty good.
Oh my gosh! When Evan had to fight, it was.
I mean, in his defense, right? That was his first one.
Yeah, I mean,
Since
I
then, he was
expect-
just an extra in Talladega Nights
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. He's like in the
and
first
radio.
scene.
I'm pretty sure, wasn't he like in radio? The football movie about the mentally handicapped guy,
Yeah. Evan was a lot of
Cuba
extras.
Gooding Jr.
Evan was like a professional extra.
He was.
You know, got paid like $30, I think, or something.
Yeah. Sometimes extras make it big. Remember when we went to California and we toured the Warner Brothers studios, and they said that the espresso machine guy,
Oh yeah.
he was just an extra, but they wanted the espresso machine to work. Like they wanted people to actually use the espresso machine, but no one knew how to do it. So they basically put a call out, and they're like, "Does anyone here know how to run an espresso machine?" And that guy was just like, he was an extra there to just be an extra, raised his hand, and he ended up getting that part, and now he makes like $1 million a year just from being the barista in Friends.
What?
Yeah.
It was in Friends?
Yeah, the TV show Friends.
That's crazy.
He was like the head barista guy in Central Perk, the place that they always were chilling in.
That's wild.
Just by total accident.
Yeah, man, it's crazy how just people make it big. Like, for instance, Han Solo, what's his name?
Harrison Ford?
Harrison Ford.
What's his story?
He was an Inspire actor, couldn't get nothing. He hired a guy that would go out to Hollywood or he was in Hollywood to find him parts, right? And the guy that was a former actor who would go find him parts, but he just told Harrison Ford, you just don't have that thing. You ain't got it. You know what I mean? So he gave up on acting and started becoming like a carpenter for the stars, like, you know, making stuff, fixing stuff in people's houses. And he would literally have a carpenter book while he's fixing stuff. You know what I mean? He would actually bring a carpenter book. He had no idea what he was doing. He learned from just reading a carpenter book.
Oh,
and
nice.
he started to go around to all these mansions and stuff like that. And he literally became the carpenter of the stars. And he had a buddy that was kind of like a manager. He's like, you know, Harrison, I got this part for you. You know, it's not a big part. It could probably turn into something big. And he's just like, all right, you know, nothing's, you know, whatever. I ain't got nothing to lose. So he ends up going out there, and he could tell right off the bat, like, he was an extra, right? But he was pretty much told that he's not going to be in the movie once he got there. So they had him just go over some lines, but he was so mad. He was so mad and just did not give an F of what was going on, that he turned into the exact character that they were looking for in Star Wars. So he was both, you know, trying out for Star Wars, and he was so smug and like kind of cocky and just kind of you know,
Han Solo.
He became Han Solo, and they were like, "This is the guy." And now look at him,
Harrison who?
Harrison Ford.
No, I'm just kidding. Harry. Hey, man, you never know.
Man, Evan just missed his shot.
20 years later, New Water might become a thing. It might resurge. We got to try to find it online. Maybe it's a digital format. Pick it back up.
Evan don't look like he's in high school no more.
No, he doesn't. Well, you know.
That's crazy. Crazy.
But yeah, anyways, back to Karate Combat. No, you did good. I just couldn't. I wanted to watch the fights, but I just kept listening to like what you were going to say and stuff. So you're down there. Awesome set.
Yeah.
This is their first live show ever.
No, first live show in 3 years.
They've only been around for like 4 or 5, right?
Yep.
So first live show in 3 years. Well, obviously because of the pandemic put everybody out 2 years.
Yep.
So the first 3 events of the season are pre-recorded, and then they have this live one. How was it set up? Because it still had like that digital vibe background.
Yeah.
But there was also an audience.
Right. So for this, there's always been an audience. I think this has been more than they've had in the past. Because now their show was in Orlando at Universal, at one of their studios, at Universal Studios, and their background. They had like a full set, right? They had the graffiti on the walls. They had you know, a kind of like a brick bleacher style seats that kind of surrounded the pit. That's what they call it, the pit. It's not a ring. It's not a cage. It's the pit.
Into the pit.
Into the pit.
Karateka's.
I'm Robin Black.
The pit. He did it, man. He crushed
Dude,
it.
he did, man. Had his makeup. Did you know? Okay,
Hurt my
we'll
throat
get in
a
a
little
second.
bit.
So now, instead of having a green screen that they had before, and then they put in, right, the digital, whatever, they actually had LED screens there. So you can actually, it actually looked like you were in another world, like a futuristic Paris, you know, while you were there. So graffiti everywhere. It was pretty, had the logo in hidden spots all over. It was really interesting, man. Definitely a new vibe, something you haven't seen in fight sports yet.
You know,
every show is something different. Right, this was like the metaverse.
Every season
is a different vibe,
theme.
Yeah, theme. This was, you know, Boss was, you know, always missing. I think George was missing this time. You know, they were back to the 80s. They went into the future. Now they're in the metaverse. And it was cool, man. It was really, really cool. They had a lot of people there, a lot of, you know, full contact fighters. You had a Giga.
Saw Giga there.
He told me he needs to teach me how to say his last name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He saw the video?
Yeah, he saw the video.
Or somebody probably tagged him. Yeah, the joke of that video was that you couldn't. So hopefully, was he like being serious? It's like, listen, we need to have a chat. Have how to say my, or was he like, I need to.
No, he was actually really cool. He's like, he's a huge fan of me. I was like, oh man, that's awesome, bro. He's like, I need to teach you how to say my name though. Seriously, I need you to teach you to say my. You know, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know, that kind of. I feel like every foreigner has that kind of personality. You know,
like dry, like
just
real.
dry. I need to show you. I need you to tell you my last name.
Yeah, like. I love you, but you're stupid. My last name is this.
He was cool. You had Raymond Daniels there. Got to chat with him.
Yeah, because they had talked about possibly signing him or something.
Yeah, either that. I think he's talking maybe going one championship. He told me. That dude's almost 43, man. And he looks great. Looks good. Had Raymond there. You had, of course, Boss Rutan. You had
Ian Gary.
Robin Black. You had Ian Gary. Got to do a little bit of training with him.
Alex Caceres.
Yes, Alex.
Bruce Leroy.
Flex. He was a former bodybuilder.
Yep. Flex Stevenson or something like that.
Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah.
Got to meet him. He said he's been a fan of mine for a long time.
Pretty sure Tom Cruise was there.
Yeah, Tom Cruise was there. You had Brad Pitt. The Rock was supposed to show up.
But he couldn't afford to get in.
Yeah, he couldn't
probably.
afford to get in. No, only former Karateka could get in. So, you know, the who's who was pretty much there.
Cool,
you know?
cool.
All fans of Wonderboy.
Yeah, the NMF. So
that was fun. They want me back in August.
The fights were intense.
Yeah.
Cool.
No knockouts though. I was surprised.
Yeah.
No There was only one stoppage, and it was kind of crazy because these two.
No, there was two, right?
So that's right. One with a cut or an eye poke, which
you don't know, maybe.
I don't know. Like, he could have kept fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. You know, close your eye and fight with one. I mean, you know, getting poked in the eye, or, you know, I've been headbutted, couldn't see it out of my left eye at all. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, I can't see. Stop the fight. Nah, dude. This is battle. This is battle.
You don't need to see.
You don't need to see, dude. I mean, have you watched Bloodsport?
Probably not.
He probably has not seen Bloodsport. Any Jean-Claude Van Damme movie? Like, he's blind in, like, at the very end of every fight scene.
Yeah.
And he always comes back.
It doesn't get real until he's blinded at some point.
Exactly. So, yeah,
and then you had the shoulder dislocation.
Oh, that was crazy. So there was guys there was second time that they fought. The first time, it was it was kind of controversial. The end of the fight, and they had to go a fourth round. But the guy was so pumped that the fight was over. And when they had to go fourth round, he said that he broke his hand. He's like, oh, my hand's broken. Yeah. So they gave it to Chalmaya, the champ now. And then this time they go at it again. The same guy that broke his hand dislocates. He really did dislocate his shoulder though.
No, yeah, no.
It looked pretty crazy. So I'm like, this guy's shoulder must come out often because it didn't look like he
didn't. He went
crazy.
for like a slam.
Yeah.
It was like yeah. He went to slam him down, and he just slammed his arm out.
Yeah, I thought he was doing pretty good up until that point too.
Yeah.
But hey, man, things happen.
I missed the Agaev fight.
He looked a lot better. His last fight, you haven't checked out Rafael Agai. He's probably one of the most credible martial artists, karate guys, karate fighters. Point fighters is a Kumite fighter. It was an Olympic silver medalist, but he's won everything, literally, if it has to do with karate. He's 36. 37. And he looked a lot better out there. Was real clean. So the guy that he fought in karate combat, snapped his shin in half. Like maybe it might have been a year ago. Leg kicked the guy. The guy checked it, broke his shin in half.
In karate combat?
Yeah. In karate combat.
Well, the guy that he fought also knocked a guy out in a Kumite fight.
Yeah. Yep.
Hit him with just like a right hand, I think.
Yeah, well, so me and Robin Black, we talked about it, right? It was smart on a guy's fight during the Kumite fight. It's not full contact. He won within the parameters of the rules by
disqualification.
Oh, he punched me, let me fall over. I won because he got disqualified. And for me, I told him, I was like, me as a fighter, and Robin Black agreed with me. You're the type of guy that would never, you wouldn't go out like that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna fight. But he won within the parameters of the rules. He got smoked, and then he kind of fell out and won it that way. So there was a little beef there between those two guys, and his opponent Bruno. It was in his 40s.
Bruno, his name's Bruno?
No, not Bruno. Excuse me.
I missed that.
Donis. Is that something Donis? Anyway.
I'll look it up. Keep talking.
Anyway.
In his 40s?
He's in his 40s. Yeah, he was shredded. I've already forgot their names already. I don't have my notes.
Davy Donna.
I knew it was a Donna. Donna's Donna.
Oh, yeah.
Davy Donna.
Yeah.
So that was a good fight. A guy looked a lot cleaner. The last one he fought was just really wild.
Well, no, the last one he fought in, the first one he fought in was he threw a lot. He did a lot of clinching and takedowns.
Yeah.
The second one he fought in, which was in this season, the guy ran the whole time. He would not fight a Gaev.
Gotcha.
He wouldn't fight him.
So it just made him look kind of.
So it was just a boring
sloppy
fight. The dude ran. Even when there was 30 seconds left, the guy was still running. He wasn't even like, let me just go for it. No, he just kept kind of trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
So I guess Donna engaged a little bit more.
Yeah, he engaged, had some blitzes. He had some really good. He's very good at catching kicks, and he's always been that way. In his Kumite,
Donna or Gaev?
Gaev.
Yeah.
Really good at catching kicks. He was catching some low calf kicks, taking the guy down. So his grabs, we've seen in the past, his use of grabbing the gi in the leg, it helped him a lot during the fight because the takedowns are worth a lot of points. Head kicks or a kicking period are worth more points than punches. Of course, so there's a knockout. But that was a fun fight. Obviously, Gabriel Varga.
That was probably the most talked about fight just because Varga's been out for a while and his kickboxing record is just outstanding. What were your thoughts on that whole?
I thought he was great. I thought you can tell which guys have had full contact experience, and it's those karate guys that have gone kickboxing and Muay Thai, right? You had Ross Savine, you had
it's the karate guys who fought full contact,
right?
They're
so much cleaner. They're so much.
They
better
know how
technique.
to handle
that
full contact scenario,
right? And I think since karate combat is so new, and now these guys that have never competed in full contact before. You see them. You want to start seeing them improve with skill and technique. A lot of guys that have never done it, who are used to the point stuff, they're a little wild, and they tend to burn themselves out because they don't know how to conserve the energy, right?
Because real kumite or point fighting is stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, rest.
And everything's pulled as well. And when you're out there going, 3 minutes and you're trying to hurt somebody, trying to throw hard, it's exhausting if you're not used to it. So, the guys who have had that full contact experience, and Gabriel Varga looked really, really good. At being out for 2 years, not only, the guy's very interesting. He hasn't had a cell phone in 9 years. You know what I mean? He's never had a cell phone.
So how does he have an Instagram?
Social media. His brother. You.
So you need to get rid of your phone and everything, dude.
Nah, dude, I can't do that. But yeah, he's a big like techno guy. He
Like,
loves he
looks like he'd be techno.
He's a gardener.
He definitely has robot ears. What if he had robot ears?
What is that off of?
Grandma's Boy.
Oh yeah. A good movie, by the way, guys. But he was very, very interesting guy. Loves techno. He's a gardener. He loves to garden. He's
taken the warrior in a garden saying, literally.
The samurai.
He's like, I'm a warrior now. I must garden.
But he doesn't like to fight, which is understandable. But he likes to train for fights, which is that's why he fights, because it puts him in shape. He gets his mind right. But he doesn't like to actually step out there and do it.
But he's beat some pretty notable dudes.
Yeah.
For accidentally fighting, basically.
Yeah.
He's
good.
An accidental
man.
fighter.
He's good. But you never hear that. I just fight because I like the training. Because I just like the training.
I train for it, so I might as well do it. You know?
That's right.
But maybe you're going to see some more karate guys start training full contact now that Karate Combat provides them that outlet. Kind of like MMA. Even when you were getting into MMA, it wasn't something that kids were interested in or wanted to do. But now it's like I feel like every kid who wrestles wants to get into MMA one day. And so they're doing some sort of wrestling with some sort of combative training so that they can fight in MMA, because really their only outlet as a wrestler is the Olympics.
Right.
I don't know if they make a whole lot of money. I'm sure they could off of sponsorships and stuff, but even that's short-lived, whereas if you're, a good wrestler or a good at combat as a kid, MMA is there as a sport now for.
Yeah. And now you have, of course, you got that revenue of Karate Combat now. So I recommend getting some full contact experience before you maybe go to Karate Combat. I mean, I don't know, because it's those guys that have had that kickboxing experience are doing very well in Karate Combat. Mm-hmm.
I think times just have to kind of catch up.
Yeah, they got to catch up. I think
you'll see it.
Right.
Because you have a guy who's done strictly Kumite, because that's all he's had for 35 years, whatever it was. Like, that's all he had.
So, yeah, it was fun. We had a few all of them went a few of them went to the distance and had to go an extra fourth round. I hated that in kickboxing. When you're done
you had
with
to go to four rounds one time?
When I was in my first fights in Vegas, it wasn't IKF. It was another organization. It was a tournament style kickboxing. I don't remember what it was called. What organization it was called, but it wasn't IKF.
WKA.
I had to fight up a weight class because there's not anybody in my weight, and fought this big dude.
How old were you?
Teens.
So you were like the runt? You were like the smallest one or something? How was there nobody in your weight class?
I was super young, but there was nobody in my weight division. So I went up like a weight class and fought this guy. It was a brawling 3 rounds, man. The guy was just so big. And then it was close, so we had to go in a 4th round. And I just knew, I was like, I could tell in the guy's corner he was exhausted, so I just went nonstop the last round, it was so tiring. So tiring.
That's like one
you think
thing
it's
you
over,
had,
like,
man. Yes,
it's over. Going another round. It's like, oh my gosh. And you're already tired. But it was fun. It was fun. I definitely enjoyed it. The people there made it awesome. Boss and Josh, who was one of the commentators. He was kind of like the main guy behind the desk, and he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's got a crazy story. He was 320 pounds or something like that, and Jiu-Jitsu changed his life. And he's really freaking good. He's really good. It's got to see him roll with some of the guys there. We I think it was Friday. We got up that morning, did some training. Ian Gary's got a fight coming up this coming weekend, so I wanted to kind of move around with him a little bit. And Layla, she was one of the what would you call? She did the interviews. Layla Machado Gary. She's married. I didn't know it. She was married to Ian Gary.
She used to be Layla Ann Lee.
Yeah.
Supposedly, who I guess was like a English sports commentator or presenter, they call her.
Yeah. So now she's with Karate Combat, and I had no idea. But yeah, they're married. They got a kid on the way. Super sweet, both them both. And of course, Boss. Boss is Boss, dude. He moved to
Boss
Texas.
is like a puppy dog.
Moved to Texas.
Like everybody
He's a
else.
Texas boy now. He said, "I
part?
got to get out of California.
What
Place
part?
is terrible. Outskirts. I'm not really sure.
Austin?
No, I think like everybody moves to Austin, but it's not
Yeah.
Austin.
It's like there's only Austin.
It's literally
in
a place that
Texas.
sounds like it's from another country. Never heard of it. So got him some property out there, man. He's a full-on Texan now. So he's happy, super happy about that. Glad to be out of California.
Cool.
Who else, man? Oh, freaking Adam, who runs Karate Combat.
Yeah.
He was cool, man. I could tell he was exhausted just making sure everything was on point. He was just like tired the whole week. I'm like, man, you got to get you some sleep.
Dude, I can imagine the stress, especially with something like that, the production with the making sure like the lights are working. Not even just like the UFC, they have the Jumbotron
Yeah.
and then they have the lights. But if you got full on, digital LED displays, you get one little blackout and you have like a black square on it's just too nuts.
He was telling me some horror stories in the beginning, like the power went out in one of the first fights and they had to literally stop the fight and start over. It was like 30 seconds into the fight and they had to start him back all the way.
At least it wasn't like third round.
Oh,
bro.
I know.
Like,
but
listen,
he was
guys,
telling me some horror. But it ran smoothly and they just made it
looked
easy
like
for
it.
me. Thanks, man.
Looked real good.
I'm ready for the next. They want me in August, so I'm like, let's go.
Cool. When are they going to crank the next season back up?
I don't know, man. I didn't get into it because after the fight, everybody's like, I'm going back to the hotel and I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
They was just tired.
I'm sure you'll hear about it. You're with them for a good little bit, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, had a good time. I just was missing George.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's
George
lost.
wasn't there. I know he's lost.
Did
in the
they ever
metaverse.
find him in the metaverse?
No, he's like in Jurassic World right now.
Yeah. Him and his dinosaurs, his fossils.
His fossils.
But you're back
Yep.
and about to head out to International Fight Week.
I'm here for one day.
One day.
Right back to work, going to Discovery Island.
That's the water park here.
That's our little water park. About to get a tan before I go to Vegas. And then I leave at like 5. I got to get up. And then my flight leaves at like 5 a.m. Tuesday. Head to Vegas for International Fight Week. Got some really, really cool stuff happening, Sweet Tea, in International Fight Week. I'm training some gamers. Tim the Tap Man, Nick Merckx. I'm training, putting those guys through a training session. I'm also cornering Nick Merckx in a gaming tournament. So I'm like he's actually playing the UFC game, and I'm like his corner man.
Good. I wonder who's going to play with. Are you going to be upset if he doesn't pick you?
Not at all. Not at all.
Who's your go-to guy?
Oh, check this out. Found this out this weekend. So guess who played my character? Who they used as a body for my character for
You mean like who they use to do your moves?
No, I think it was just like the stand up like frame. It was Gabriel Varga's brother.
Dang,
Yeah,
dude.
because it's out in Vancouver. EA Sports, one of their main hubs is in Vancouver, and they use him. So I was like, "Whoa,
Nice.
dude, that was pretty cool."
What a small world.
Yeah, man.
Got a collab.
No, I know. I already told him. He said we got a collab. Like I would love to. So he doesn't have a phone, so social media.
Yeah, you got to freaking send a carrier pigeon, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You got a pigeon is behind. Dang, dude. So yeah, UFC Fight Week. Got a lot of appearances out there.
Yes.
I saw your schedule. You're doing the fan expo. Gonna meet some fans out there. This is the first one since before COVID, right?
And I'm busy, dude. I'm busy from Wednesday till flipping after the fights.
No,
I'm
from
going.
Tuesday until after the
Yeah,
fights.
what did I say? Wednesday? Yeah, from Tuesday.
You hit the ground running, brother.
Man.
Hit the ground running. I think Tuesday's mainly like rehearsal stuff, and then Wednesday they
I'm at Proper 12 booth. I'm at
Battle Motors
booth,
You're
whatever
at the
that is.
expo.
What is Battle Motors, dude?
I'm pretty sure they make like electric utility trucks, like dump trucks and stuff
Why?
like
That's
that.
such a weird sponsor for the UFC.
Yeah,
most people
Battle,
can bang, bro.
Battle Motors.
Were they going to send me about a truck?
Yeah, dude.
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
dude.
would be send them a truck.
You weren't thinking what I was thinking? Getting sent a vehicle? Come on, Mark.
Yeah, Mark,
Mark.
big
Get
Mark.
after it. Get after it. Okay. Well, never mind.
Hopefully he can come through big money mark.
I know.
And then we got the fights capped off. UFC 276, biggest fight card to date on paper.
Donald Cerrone got on the card, man.
Dude, let's
just go through a few. Pop some
Here's
off,
the
Sweet
card,
Tea.
and I'm going to start at early prelims.
Because literally there's a lot of guys, even on the prelims, could be like a co-main or main event on a UFC fight night.
You got Brad Tavares versus Dricus Duplessis, who is a big name. Jessica I, Macy Barber. Uriah Hall versus Andre Munez, which is a big-time fight. Munez is an animal. That's the early prelims. Regular prelims, Jim Miller, Donald Cerrone, Ian Gary versus Gabe Green. That's going to be a big one. Ian's only 9-0, so he's still pretty green.
Yeah.
He's
out of Sanford.
Gabe
He's got
Green.
some killers he trains with.
I feel like everybody trains at Sanford or ATT now. So there's like no other gyms. Or City Kickboxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fighting the 11-3 Gabe Green. That's going to be a good one. Robbie Lawler's fighting Brian Barberena.
Yeah.
That's going to be nuts. Brad Riddle, who's another, he's another City Kickboxing dude. He's fighting Jalen Turner, who's been torching dudes. That's the prelims.
God.
And then you have the main card opened up, Pedro Munez versus Sean O'Malley. Thoughts, go.
Sean O'Malley, dude. It's going to be a tough fight, but, I love his vibe, bro. Sean O'Malley. So watching some of his training sessions on the tube. You know what I mean? His I guess his YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. So he's looking sharp, man. If anybody can pull it off, that's the thing. Like, this kid has got the mindset of, I just want to make some money. But he's got all the talent in the world. Mm-hmm. Very good. Very tough opponent. I think it's going to be one of his toughest opponents.
Definitely the toughest opponent he's fought.
Yeah.
Pedro Munez is a little freaking
what's his
pitbull.
name? He fought. Remember, he ended up hurting his calf. He's on a freaking,
Chito Vera.
Yeah, Vera's on a streak right now too. After that, but
who's he? He's fighting Dominic Cruz next.
Yeah,
it's a big fight.
Yeah, I don't know when that is, but still, I got my man O'Malley. What about you, Sweet Tea?
Oh, dude. I mean, nobody has really been able to close the gap real well against O'Malley. But if anybody can do it, it's Pedro. Mm-hmm. Pitbull Pedro.
And he throws some heat.
He throws hard, but,
low center
when
of
you
gravity.
throw hard, you tend to leave yourself open.
Malley's got the reach, though, when he's so good at managing that distance.
I feel like
with his front kicks, his round kicks, his blitzes, his twos. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for Munez. But if he lands a shot,
is going to have to weather some shots, which he can do.
But that's the thing. The guy that O'Malley last fought, remember the guy that wasn't even in the UFC? He was there to fight O'Malley. Mm-hmm. He took like 800 million shots, and he wasn't able to put him away.
Yeah. Oh, true that, B. Yep.
And Munez, he's got that one-hitter quitter power.
Dude, he throws hard. He's a little bulldog.
He's got to close the gap. He's got
to get in close.
He's got to get close.
He's got to weather the first round. If
he
can make it out of the first round, obviously his chances skyrocket. But
being able to adapt, figure yourself out.
It's a 3-round fight. Oh, man. I don't know.
All right. What's next?
Lauren Murphy versus Miesha Tate. Actually, that one just got scrapped.
Yeah, dude. Because what happened to Miesha Tate?
That one just got scrapped.
Was there an opponent that got sick or injured or something? I don't think there's information on that yet.
Yeah, Lauren Murphy out of UFC. They're seeking a replacement. This was 3 hours ago, according to Yahoo.
I haven't heard that in forever. Is Yahoo still a thing?
Yeah, apparently, dude. Thanks to everyone. Well wishes. I'm okay. Unfortunately, due to a circumstance out of my control, I'm unable to compete. So they're not really sure what's going on. They're trying to rebook the fight on UFC Long Island on July 16th. So,
okay. Next,
Sean Strickland, Alex Payara. Payara is the dude that knocked out Izzy.
Yeah,
he's the guy that knocked out Izzy. He's fighting Sean Strickland.
Man, that dude's a beast. Mm-hmm. Sean Strickland's a dog too, though. So he's game.
And they're on the Izzy card, which means him and Izzy might interact, bro. That's nuts.
The thing. That's another thing too. Like they're, obviously, I don't know how many fights Pereira has in the UFC. Like 2.
2 fights, both finishes, I think.
And they're kind of moving him up fairly. I mean, Strickland's kind of high up in the division, right?
Strickland's super high up.
Yeah. So he beats him, they're gonna jump him up to fight Izzy quick. Because who else? Who else is gonna fight Izzy? So I got
That's essentially what Izzy was saying. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can pull up anything on their fights. But yeah, so you got him versus Sean Strickland. Who you taking, dude?
I got Pereira.
Why?
Because he's such everybody that he's fought in the UFC, he's just crushing people. He's so good. Like Strickland's a bulldog, and he'll start swinging, right, and leaving himself open. He's not afraid to get into a dogfight, and you can't do that against somebody like Izzy or Pereira. Their striking's too good, And he's got stupid power. Like I've seen this dude knock out guys like with the easy, like the whiffed punch. It doesn't even look that hard, and just puts him to sleep. So he's very crafty, and he's a clean fighter. I like the way he fights. I've seen a lot of his kickboxing fights. So I got my man Pedro.
It's crazy. Pereira beat him twice in kickboxing.
I know. They only fought twice in kickboxing?
I think so. I know they were super competitive, but Izzy seems ready for it. He seems excited about it. I think it would be better if Izzy won. I mean, if Pereira won for the promotion and for everybody as a whole, because that fight would sell out.
Oh, yeah.
That's a huge selling point.
I agree. And they just need guys out there just to...
They need fresh blood. But either one of them, Sean Strickland's fresh blood. So is Pereira. So maybe this is a title eliminator, I think, or something.
At Izzy than Strickland does.
But I still don't think Pereira beats Izzy in MMA.
No. It's going to be a stand-up fight. I don't see Izzy shooting for no takedowns. It'll be a kickboxing fight.
Do you think it'll be a super boring fight because they fought each other twice already?
Maybe.
And Izzy might be a little timid.
You know how strikers get, especially counter strikers. Dude.
Yeah. Who knows, dude? Nuts.
Next.
We just got to say everything twice. Okay. Let's see. Wait. I thought... Are they not? No. Kai Kara France is not fighting. Okay, never mind. I thought for some reason I was thinking Kai Kara France was fighting Brandon Moreno on this one as well. But nope. Co-main event: Alexander Volkanovski, Max Holloway 3.
Ooh. Will Max win this time?
Third time's the charm.
Third time is the charm. You know who I'm going for, sweet tea. I gotta have my man Max do the other NMF. It's gonna be very difficult because Volkanovski is just an animal.
Volkanovski, he's
puts everything.
What can
together.
Max do differently
Right.
in the third fight?
Right. You figure he had something different in the second fight, but it was controversial. But I
It
do
was.
feel like
I mean, it was either way.
Yeah.
It was. People say this. It was close. It was a really close fight. Yeah. I'm not mad they gave it to Volk.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been mad if they gave it to Max.
Like, and this also, that's the thing. Volkanovski is the type of guy, he's going to bring the fight. Like, he's not going to wait. He's already fought the guy twice. If there was another, like, if he just didn't have the bulldog that Volkanovski is, it would be a boring fight. I feel like they were just going to stalemate and just wait, kind of like the me and Tyron 2. Mm-hmm. But Volkanovski, he's just going to go. He's going to make it. He's going to push the action.
He's got the pace to keep up with Max. He's obviously got the power. Max is just going to have Max is volume. He's going to have to just go
out there and knock him out.
Yeah, he's just going to have to sleep him.
He's going to have to win.
Which
could do. He could do.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who's winning, Max or Volk? You already picked. You're going with Max.
I'm going with Max.
Just because.
Just because.
Not necessarily for any particular reason. No. You just want Max to win. Good guy.
Love to see him as champ.
It's been a while since he's fought.
Again.
He had the injury for the last one. I think Volk solidifies it and he wins. And then his next fight is against Oliveira or whoever has the lightweight belt.
I can see it, but I want Max to win, sweetie.
I know.
Is that co-main?
It's co-main. And then main is Adesanya versus Cannonier, which is a super exciting fight. I think people think it's just going to be super one-sided, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think, but we'll get into that in our next video. So we'll ask you who you think is going to win and all that good stuff.
Sounds good to me, Sweet Tea.
Pick your fight for your next video coming up later this week on Wednesday. But I guess to close out, you know, you got called out again this weekend. This is like the 5th call out.
Yeah.
I guess you're right there in the middle. People think you're old. They're just going to take you down. So they're just like, Wonderboy. Wonderboy.
Yeah.
That was a 10-minute fight, and it's always wrestlers, dude.
Oh, why?
And he's not a wrestler, but he's like a combat sambo champion. For not being a wrestler, he controlled Neil Magny on the ground for 9 minutes of the 10-minute fight.
Yeah.
He had like 9 minutes and 3 seconds of control time.
That's crazy.
In their 10-minute fight. And plus, he called you Steven.
Well, he was like...
He didn't even say Wonderboy.
Thompson.
Yeah.
He called me, I think, Masvidal and Nick
He called
Diaz.
out all the old guys. No offense. You, Masvidal, and Nick Diaz.
Oh, Nick. I mean, I feel like us three should have just a...
Yeah, you three fight.
Yeah, us three
or,
fight.
Or you fight Nate, Masvidal fight. You'll do like a 4-person
Right, little
tournament.
Little tourney. See who stays in the division.
Yeah, losers got to get out.
Losers got to get out. I like that idea.
But it's nothing new in the terms
Like,
of
gosh,
call
stop
out.
taking me down, people.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. And what's terrible, me being gone for like the past 3 weeks, I've got 0 training.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, you just got to stop the takedown.
I know. I just got to stop getting taken down, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is at this point.
Yeah. Hey, man. Whatever, dude. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see, man. We'll see. You know, everybody's calling me out. Not just me, but Masvidal and Nick. So I think we should just have the 3-way. Kind of weird, but still.
Yeah, the 4-way.
The 4-way. No.
Yeah, you, Nate, Nick, and Masvidal.
Nate, Nick, and Nate and Nick.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, well, let's do it, dude. UFC make it happen. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
A little attorney with it.
So whenever people call you out all the time, you just let your managers deal with it?
I'm just like, there it goes again.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, managers, like whatever you say. Just
Yeah.
help me do.
Help me do me.
Yep. Whatever you
That's
think
it.
is best.
That's
Let
it.
it ride.
Yeah, I know. And it was crazy is literally the entire population of where he's from messaged me on my last post of me and that Alex girl talking about karate combat. Like before the karate combat, I only had like 18 messages, but after that fight, now I've got 300 and something.
Messages
Yeah.
on Instagram?
Yeah, it's just like fight him, or it's just emojis of the flag, just straight everybody.
That's
from
probably everybody, like the entire population of that place.
Yeah, they got on
300. There's all 300 of them.
fight him. You know, and it's always like broken English.
Yeah.
You fight him.
You fight UFC him, please.
Exactly, just like that.
But I mean,
yeah,
I feel like you can knock him out, dude. His striking wasn't special. He's just gonna everybody on your side was like, homeboy's about to turn into a wrestler real quick.
Oh, I know.
He's just gonna take you down.
100%.
But I mean, you know,
It was funny because
it is
Ian
MMA.
Gary was like, "I hope he could fight for you, man. You know, he'll stand and bang with you." As the entire time he's taking down Neil Magny.
He's like, look,
Yeah, he's going to stand and bang with you the whole time and submits it with a guillotine. I'm like, no, he's not. He's not. Unless he's one of those guys that just tries to beat you at your own game.
No,
he's going to be.
I feel like everybody's just gonna constantly try and take you down now. So you gotta,
dang it.
you gotta just only.
Oh, I just got it for the entire 3 rounds. Just defend.
The takedown.
Defend. Oh, but I got some. I'm working on some stuff, dude. The past 3 weeks I haven't, but you know, I've been working on some stuff.
But
yeah, dude.
Anyways, hope y'all like the new setup.
Yeah,
Appreciate y'all listening
comfy.
today. I doubt we'll have
Relax.
another episode up next week. We'll see. We get in kind of late from the UFC. Maybe we'll record it while we're out there. I don't know.
We'll have some fun. We'll wing it. Chris
for
is
the
going to be
next
out there, so we
podcast.
gotta get
Chris will be out there.
Yeah.
But appreciate you guys listening, hanging out with us. I Again, it's summertime. It's crazy around these parts, so we're going to upload these podcasts when we can.
Yeah.
Steven's gone like every second.
Sorry,
but
buddy.
hit that like button. Don't forget to share the content, like the content. Check us out over on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that good stuff.
You know the deal, guys. Catch y'all later, Gator Sweet Tea. Awesome, bro.
Peace.